Is that really Billy and Tommy in the Multiverse of Madness trailer? With less than a month remaining until Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness hits theaters, speculation about what to expect from the next MCU entry is at an all-time high. The long-awaited sequel takes place roughly 2 months after Spider-Man No Way Home and promises to give fans a mind-bending journey through the weirdest and wildest corners of the Marvel multiverse. Last week, in conjunction with tickets going on sale, Marvel released a brand new teaser trailer for the film entitled Dream. In addition to some familiar sequences, the trailer was chock full of brand new footage, Easter eggs, and clues for some of the movie's biggest mysteries. Now, perhaps the biggest shocker of all was seeing Wanda's children, Billy and Tommy, make a surprise appearance in the trailer. But was that really Billy and Tommy, her miracle twins who disappeared at the end of WandaVision, or is it something far darker? Well, we have a theory that their appearance in this film might be a bigger red herring than Ralph Boner.
Ralph. My husband, Ralph.
And while this is speculation for the time being, if we're right about this, well, it could be considered a spoiler. So if you're worried about that sort of thing, leave now before it's too late.
Ralph. My husband, Ralph. Boner?
All right, let's get into it, shall we? Now, I think it's safe to say that something is amiss with Wanda Maximoff in the Multiverse of Madness trailers. She is one of the most powerful people in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, someone Kevin Feige himself said could take down Thanos single-handed, but she's being manipulated. To say that Wanda has experienced loss is a bit of an understatement. She's witnessed the deaths of her parents, lost her twin brother trying to save their homeland in Age of Ultron, watched Vision die multiple times in front of her, and then watched her resurrected version of the Vision and her magical construct children disintegrate in front of her at the end of WandaVision. That's a lot for anyone, but especially when you have the powers that Wanda Maximoff does. So when Wanda hears what sounds like her children crying out to her from another plane of existence at the end of WandaVision, it makes sense why she might do anything in her considerable powers in order to get them back. Of course, it bears mentioning that Wanda was reading the Darkhold, the source of all chaos magic in the Marvel Universe, written by the evil elder god Chthon when she heard Billy and Tommy cry out. And remember Nietzsche's words about when you gaze into the abyss for too long, it can gaze back. Well, that definitely applies to chaos magic as well, and something definitely has its gaze firmly fixed on Wanda Maximoff. Now, in the teaser trailer, we see Wanda in what appears to be a home similar to the one she shared with Vision, Billy, and Tommy in her suburban paradise in Westview, New Jersey. In previous trailers, we saw what looks like Wanda meeting a variant of herself, but this time we see her find Billy and Tommy sitting on the couch watching old Disney cartoons, clearly stoked to see their mom. Now, there are a few possibilities here. One is that this is a real place. It's an alternate reality where Wanda lives happily ever after with the family she always wanted, like she did on WandaVision. Now, another possibility is that this is an illusion being shown to her by someone or something. In the comics, Wanda Maximoff is a Nexus being, someone who is essentially an anchor point across all realities in the multiverse. It's also hinted at on WandaVision through that commercial. In Scarlet Witch number 4, it's established, though, that no two Nexus beings can exist on the same plane of reality. That means that Wanda likely isn't meeting a variant of herself, rather it could be an illusion created by some entity that's trying to manipulate Wanda. It's kind of like a magical, hey, this is what your life could be like if you do what I ask. Now, this is really hammered home by the shot of Wanda kneeling in front of Billy and Tommy, only to reveal Wanda in the exact same pose in a summoning circle in some sort of ritual chamber in her full Scarlet Witch costume. Our working theory so far is that some entity is showing Wanda the reality where her kids actually exist, but in order to reach her kids, she's going to need someone with a special set of skills. Not Liam Neeson, he'd be great, but America Chavez. Played by Xochitl Gomez, America Chavez is a newcomer to the MCU with one of the strongest abilities yet. She is able to create star-shaped portals that let her and others travel through the multiverse from one reality to another. Previous trailers have established that America is being targeted by malevolent forces beyond our own reality. We see the Elder God and Lord of Chaos Shumagoroth, aka Gargantos, chasing America through New York. She is clearly being targeted during the attack on Kamar-Taj, as evidenced by Doctor Strange and Wong protecting her in the newest trailer. And we also see Wanda Maximoff tearing the Illuminati a new one. And why is she doing that? Well, during the attack, you see a zoom in on Wanda's face. And in the reflection of her eyes, you can see America Chavez in her prison cell. Clearly, that is who she's after and what's likely prompting Wanda to go toe-to-toe with the Illuminati's version of Captain Marvel. More importantly, we know that whatever murder monster is actually after America wants to use her to power that mysterious device in the nexus of all realities. You know, that place that kind of looks like an Elden Ring level or like a vaporwave music video set? It's basically the center point of the multiverse, a focal point through which someone with America's powers could go to any universe they wanted. And while Wanda likely wants America to help find her missing kids, that monster roaring in America's face probably wants an all-you-can-eat multiversal buffet to spread misery and suffering to every corner of every universe. But what about Wanda's missing kids, though, and why do we think they're a red herring? Well, it all hinges on a sequence in the movie that takes place in a ritual chamber either at Comertage or another place along powerful magical ley lines. We know that at least Wanda, Wong, and America all wind up together in this chamber. And we don't have a firm timeline for these disparate shots that take place here, but we know that at one point, Wanda is casting a spell with chaos magic as evidenced by the red glow around her when she's caught off guard by something over her shoulder. We see America take a leaping punch from what appears to be an altar or a raised dais, and we also see Wanda and Wong getting ready to fight someone flanked by a pair of massive evil-looking monsters. Now, our best guess for the order of operations here is that Wanda, having successfully kidnapped America, uses her as a conduit to try and open a portal to the reality where her kids still exist. She wants to bring Billy and Tommy through to the main MCU reality. However, what comes through the portal only looks like Billy and Tommy at first. In reality, they are actually those two massive monsters in disguise, and whoever's manipulating Wanda needed her to open that portal to let them and their hench monsters through the gate.
Well, whatever it is, it's gotta get by us. Right.
Now, there is a bit of precedence for this in the comics as well. In West Coast Avengers 51 and 52, we learn that Wanda manifested Billy and Tommy into being through her chaos magic, and they were secretly forged from fragments of the demon Mephisto's soul. I know, shut up. More importantly, the demonic sorcerer Master Pandemonium turned Wanda's kids from adorable kiddos into screaming beef mittens for some reason. Because comics, who knows? Plus, in another corner of the MCU, Moon Knight seems to be adapting Jeff Lemire and Greg Smallwood's comic book run as well, which included numerous seemingly normal characters that are actually secretly demonic creatures in disguise. Now, I'm not saying this is connected to Amit per se, but Khonshu was later retconned to be an elder god, so clearly it's in their playbook. The point is that Wanda's kids have been revealed to be not what they seem numerous times before, even in the same comic book run. Now, of course, there's always a chance we could still get like a go get 'em boys moment with those demons protecting Wanda against whoever is the real big bad, but for now it seems like only sadness this way lies. So who's behind all of this? That's the million-dollar question, and even I don't think it's Mephisto, so again, shut up. Rather, I could see them bringing in someone like an elder god like Chthon, or sticking with another elder god like Gargantos because they introduced him earlier, or maybe even that eye-opening variant of Doctor Strange because he seems pretty obsessed with power. But then again, there are the rumors and theories about Nightmare being the one who's secretly manipulating Wanda. This classic Doctor Strange villain not only has ties to elder gods like Gargantos/Shumagoroth, but he also specializes in manipulating people's dreams for his own fell purposes. And come to think of it, they have been talking about nightmares an awful lot lately in the MCU.
Nightmare.
For now, though, the only thing we do feel confident in saying is that the Billy and Tommy we see in this trailer are likely a misdirect. That's not to say these characters won't appear again in the Marvel Cinematic Universe properly, far from it. Marvel is very clearly building towards a roster of Young Avengers characters in the MCU, and Wiccan and Speed, Billy and Tommy's alter egos, play a key role in that team. And while there are rumors of a solo Scarlet Witch project and an MCU project based on the Children's Crusade storyline that includes those characters very heavily, for now, I think only heartbreak lies ahead for Wanda. Anyway, folks, there you have it. That is our theory about Wanda Maximoff's kids and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I wish it was a happier one, but it's not. Thankfully, we'll get our answers, though, soon enough when the film debuts on May 5th, 2022. In the meantime, though, tell us, what do you think of this theory? Do you think those are actually Wanda's kids? And who do you think is the true villain behind all of this?
Ralph Boner?
Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.